श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र की, श्री राधा रानी की, शिल प्रभुपाद की। जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र, राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे। जय राधे जय राधे, जय राधे जय श्री राधे। जय राधे जय राधे, जय राधे जय श्री राधे। कुङ्कुमात्ककाञ्चनाब्ज गौरहरि गौरभा, पीतनाञ्चिताब्जगन्धा कीर्तिनिन्दे सौरभा। कुङ्कुमात्ककाञ्चनाब्ज गर्वहारे गौरभा, पीतनाञ्चिताब्जगन्धा कीर्तिनिन्दे सौरभा। बल्लावेश सोनु सर्व तार्थ साधिका, मह्यमात्म पाद पद्म दास्य दास्त राधिका। बल्लावेश सोनु सर्व वाञ्छितार्थ साधिका, मह्यमात्म पाद पद्म दास्य दास्त राधिका। कौरविन्द कान्तिनिन्दि चित्रपटशाटिका, कृष्णमाता भृङ्गकेली फुल्लपुष्पवाटिका। कौरविन्द कान्तिनिन्दि चित्रपटशाटिका, कृष्णमाता भृङ्गकेली फुल्लपुष्पवाटिका कृष्ण नित्य संगमार्थ पद्मबन्धो राधिका मह्यमात्म पदपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका सौकुमार्य श्रेष्ठपल्लवालिकीर्ति निग्रह चन्द्रचन्दनोत्पलेन्दु सेव्यशीतविग्रह स्वाभिमर्श बल्लवेश कामतापबाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका 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 विश्ववन्द्ययो वेताभिवन्दिता प्रिया रमा रूपनव्ययो वनादि सम्पदानयत्समा शीलहार्दलीलया च सायतोऽस्ति नाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका शीलहार्दलीलया सायतोस्ते नाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मा दास्य दास्तो राधिका शीलहार्दलीलया रासलास्य गीतनर्म सत्कलाले पंडिता प्रेमरम्यरूपवेशा सद्गुणाले मंडिता विश्वनव्यगोपयोषित् आलितोऽप्याधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मा दास्य दास्तु राधिका
विश्वनव्यगोपयोषित् आलितोऽप्याधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मा दास्य दास्तु राधिका
नित्यनव्यरूपकेलि कृष्ण भाव संपदा कृष्ण रागवन्द गोपा यौवतेषु कंपदा
नित्यनव्यरूपकेलि कृष्ण भाव संपदा कृष्ण रागवन्द गोप यौवतेषु कंपदा
कृष्ण रूपवेशकेलि लग्न सत्समाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मा दास्य दास्तु राधिका
कृष्ण रूपवेशकेलि लग्न सत्समाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मा दास्य दास्तु राधिका
मह्यमात्मपादपद्मा दास्य दास्तु राधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मा दास्य दास्तु राधिका
मह्यमात्मपादपद्मा दास्य दास्तु राधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्मा दास्य दास्तु राधिका
स्वेदकण्टकाश्रु गद्गदादे सञ्चिता मर्चहर्चवामतादि भावभूषणाञ्चिता
स्वेदकम्पकण्टकाश्रु गद्गदादि सञ्चिता मर्चहर्षवामतादि भावभूषणाञ्चिता
कृष्णनेततोषिरत्न मण्डनाले दाधिका मह्यमात्मा पादपद्मा दास्य दास्तु राधिका
कृष्ण नेत्रतोषिरत्न मन्दनालिदादिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका
कृष्णार्ण कृष्ण विप्र योगसन्ततो देता नेकदैन्य चापलादि भाववृन्दमोदिता
याशनाद कृष्ण विप्र योगसन्ततोदिता निकदन्य चापलादि भाववृन्दमोदिता
यत्नलब्धा कृष्णसङ्ग निग्रता खेलाधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तो राधिका
यत्नलब्ध कृष्णसङ्ग निर्गता किलादिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका
मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तो राधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तो राधिका
मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका
अष्टकेन स्वनेन नौते कृष्णवल्लभां दर्शनेऽपि शैलजादि योषिदाले दुर्लभाम्
अष्टकेन यस्त्वनेन नौति कृष्णवल्लभां दर्शनेऽपि शैलजादि योषिदालि दुर्लभा
कृष्णसङ्गनिन्दितात्मा दास्य सेदु भाजनं तं करोति नन्दितालि सञ्जयाशु साजनम्
कृष्णसङ्गनन्दितात्म दास्यसीदुभाजनं तं करोति नन्दितानि सञ्चयासु साजनम्
मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तो राधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तो राधिका
मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका
मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तो राधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तो राधिका
मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका मह्यमात्मपादपद्म दास्य दास्तु राधिका
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव माधव राधा माधव जय राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे बरसाने वाली की जय 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 बरसाने वाली की जय 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 राधे 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 जय जय श्री राधे 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 श्याम से मिला दे राधे 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 जयो राधे जयो राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जयो कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribhagata Stotra Shata Shishi Shimadis Divine Grace Shri Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya BBD Founder Acharya Serve the whole world Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Shrimati Radha Rani Ki Jai. Shrimati Shri Radhashtami Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 1, Text number 5, entitled The Spiritual Masters. So please repeat after me. Radha, Krishna, Pranaya, Vikritihi, Hladini, Shaktihi, Asmat, Radha, Krishna, Pranaya, Vikriti, Hladini, Shakti, Asmat. एक आत्मानौ अपि भूमि पुरा देहभेदं गतौ तौ एकात्मानौ अपि भुवि पुरा देहभेदं गतौ तौ चैतन्य आख्यं प्रकटम् अधुना तद्वयं च ऐक्यम् आप्तम् चैतन्याख्यं प्रकटम् अधुना तद्वयं चैक्यमाप्तम् राधा भावा द्युति सुवलितं नौमि कृष्णस्वरूपम् राधा भावद्युति सुवलितं नौमि कृष्णस्वरूपम् राधा कृष्ण प्रणय विकृतिर्ह्लादिनी शक्तिरस्मा एकात्मानौ अपि भुवि पुरा देहभेदं गतौ तौ चैतन्याख्यं प्रकटम् अधुना तद्वयं चैक्यमाप्तम् राधा भावद्युति सुवलितं नौमि कृष्णस्वरूपम् Radha, Srimati Radharani, Krishna of Lord Krishna, Pranaya of love, Vikritihi, the transformation, Hladini Shaktihi, pleasure potency, Asmat, from this, Eka Atmano, both the same in identity, Api, although, Bhuvi, on earth, Pura, from beginningless time, Deha Bedam, separate forms, Gatam, obtained, Tam, those two, Chaitanya Akyam, known as Sri Chaitanya, Prakatam, manifest, Adhuna, now, Tat Dvayam, the two of them, Cha, and Aikyam, unity, Aptam, obtained, Radha, of Srimati Radharani, Bhava, mood, Dyuti, the luster, Subalitam, who's adorned with, Naumi, I offer my obeisances, Krishna Swarupam, to him who's identical with Sri Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhajan Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jaya. Translation. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they separated themselves eternally. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. Can you repeat the translation? The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they separated themselves eternally. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. Thus ends the translation to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, chapter 1, text number 5. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र की जय, कृष्ण बलराम गौनिताय की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. Of the Goloka, of all the Vaikunthas, Shri Radha and Krishna appear in this world. So the earth is so highly blessed that the earth planet has got Krishna, the supermost Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the supermost Mister and the supermost Mistress, Srimati Radharani. So the earth planet will be in ecstasy. So we are also very blessed to take birth in this earthly planet, where in that very planet Radha and Krishna appeared. So much pride, spiritual pride awakens in one's heart to know this eternal fact that the divine couple Radha and Krishna appeared in this particular earth planet, Jambudvipas, Bharatavarsha's earth planet. It's very specific. So we will try to understand little about Radharani from the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So in this verse, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is describing the glorious position of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the divine appearance of Lord Chaitanya, and in describing so, he is describing the position of Radha and Krishna, because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself in Kali Yuga, he has appeared in the combined form of Radha and Krishna. Imagine what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then. Radha herself is very special, Srimati Radharani. Lord Krishna himself very special. Those two specialities have combined into speciality square as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is supposed to be the crest jewel incarnation of all incarnations of Krishna. Sabha Avatara Sara Shiromani. The Shiromani avatar of all avatars of Krishna. The most merciful, the loveliest incarnation of all incarnations of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu excels even Krishna. But he is Krishna himself. That is the beauty of Krishna. That Krishna manifests his beauty, his glory in different forms, ways, and means, which is difficult for us to understand. He is Lord Chaitanya. But as Lord Chaitanya, Krishna's full glory is manifest. The deepest aspect of Krishna's loveliness is Krishna's compassion for the jivas. And Krishna's love for Radharani. Both of these is combined in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna's extreme compassionate nature, that's why he's called Krishna is like we chant one prayer. Karuna Sindhu. Krishna is an ocean of mercy, ocean of compassion, ocean of compassion. And Krishna is an ocean of the repository of all the Dvadasha Rasa, the 12 rasas, and the highest of which is conjugal rasa, Madhurya Rasa. So Lord Chaitanya is a personification, combination of both these special qualities of Krishna. So here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explaining that all the leelas of Radha and Krishna, which is manifest in this world, they are exhibition. Manifestation means exhibition. There, or you can also say display. Simple words, because many times there are difficult English words. So manifestation also means display, exhibition. So they're display of Krishna's Antaranga Shakti, internal energy. Uh, in that also, in that Antaranga Shakti, Radha Krishna Lila is particularly in internal Shakti, the exhibition, the display of Hladini Shakti, pleasure giving potency. What is this Hladini Shakti, internal energy? Looks little technical. If Krishna wants to enjoy, Krishna wants to experience joy, Krishna wants to experience happiness, what will Krishna do? So Krishna has his own energy called pleasure giving energy. That pleasure giving energy will give the facility, will create the atmosphere, will do all necessary arrangements for Krishna to enjoy, Krishna to become happy, for Radha Krishna to become happy. Just like if you want to become happy, you go to cinema, you switch on a cinema song, very inferior nature, inferior quality happiness. You go for some sightseeing, some trip, something which will excite your senses. You eat some nice food, go to a Sunday morning restaurant and eat nicely to satisfy your tongue. Something we will do. Put on one nice dress, branded costumes, branded belt also, branded spectacles, branded watch. We get some kind of gratification. So that means all our happiness is depending externally. We are dependent on something outside us for our happiness. But if Krishna wants to enjoy, he does not have to seek anything outside. He does not have to depend on anybody else other than himself. He has his own pleasure giving energy, pleasure potency called Hladini Shakti. And that Hladini Shakti, which is Krishna's own energy, gives him Ananda. And that pleasure giving energy is actually Radharani. And here it is explained Radha and Krishna actually are not two different persons. They're actually one person. Manifesting as two. Actually, Radha and Krishna are one personality, but manifesting as two personalities for the sake of enjoyment. Therefore, Krishna is actually enjoying himself by enjoying Radharani. He is not enjoying anybody outside himself. He is not enjoying anybody outside himself. If I want to enjoy, I can have a friend. I can enjoy with my mother, enjoy with my friend, different kinds of enjoyment, happiness is there. Enjoy with my wife, or sometimes even with a girlfriend, but they're all outside me. Krishna wants to enjoy. He's not enjoying anybody else other than himself. And that is Srimati Radharani. So Radharani is Krishna Swayam. Ekatmano api bhuvi pura deha bedam gatautau. So actually, Radha and Krishna are one personality. They are not two personalities. So this should be very clear in our understanding. In identity, they are one. But they separate themselves eternally for manifesting transcendental leelas and pastimes and increasing the scope of enjoyment. Eko bahusyama. In the Vedas, it is said Krishna is one, but Krishna has become many, beginning with Radharani. And then the many jivas Krishna has created, all the Vaikunthas, all the material universes, all the Panchabhutas. Here, the Maya Shakti, Mahamaya Shakti, Yogamaya Shakti, and all the Vaikuntha personalities, Vaikuntha worlds, even the different Vishnus, everything Krishna has expanded from himself. Why? To give him enjoyment. You can imagine the unlimited extent of the nature of Krishna's enjoyment. So Krishna even has the capacity to enjoy unlimitedly. Hmm? This is the interesting nature of Krishna. If you want to enjoy, first of all, a lot of suffering is there. Even if enjoyment is there, you cannot enjoy unlimitedly. You cannot enjoy unlimited happiness. We are limited. But Krishna can enjoy, can be happy unlimitedly. And all of what is created, all the jivas, Bahu Syama, they're all meant to give happiness, enjoyment, pleasure to that one Supreme Lord Krishna. And by giving that enjoyment to Krishna, all the other part and parcels, they become eternally happy. So if you want eternal happiness, materially it is not possible for you, but spiritually, alternatively, spiritually it is possible. Just now I said, if you want to enjoy unlimited happiness, not possible. But that is the material situation. But spiritually, the jiva can enjoy unlimited happiness by serving Krishna unlimitedly. Because Krishna is unlimited, you can serve Krishna unlimitedly and experience unlimited happiness in the unlimited service of the Lord. And there are unlimited varieties of service which you can render. It is your capacity, how much you can render in the unlimited service of the unlimited Lord. If at all anybody knows the extent of Krishna's unlimitedness, it is only Srimati Radharani. Only she knows the extent of Krishna's unlimitedness. And that unlimited happiness, Srimati Radharani is able to offer to Krishna. This is the position of Srimati Radharani. Even for a transcendentalist or a spiritualist, somebody who has perfected spiritual life, especially, no material things can give any kind of happiness to him. Like the Kumaras, classic example. Nothing material could satisfy them. Yet, the flavor of the tulsi leaves placed on the lotus feet of Krishna could attract their mind and spiritually agitate their senses. And that's how they wanted to enter the Vaikuntha planet, the Vaikuntha realm. Otherwise, they were actually traveling in space. But suddenly, some fragrance caught their attention, and the fragrance which they never smelled in their entire existence and experience. They know all material smells, but that is not anywhere attractive to them. But because they've given up all material attractions, nothing material can attract the Kumaras, the four sons of Brahma. But they were surprised. How is it that when we are completely free from all desires and attractions, this smell is attracting? Where is this smell coming from? What is the source? How is it that this is attracting us when we are not attracted to anything? That means this must be of a different nature. Actually, it is the fragrance from tulsi leaf placed on the lotus feet of Vishnu. They finally spot the source anyway. That's how the whole Jaya Vijay episode breaks out. So we'll see that in Bhagavatam. It's very interesting. That's in the 7th canto. So something only of spiritual quality can attract a yogi or a transcendentalist or a devotee of the Lord. Nothing material can attract. No material sound, material form, material taste. Nothing can attract Krishna. Nothing can attract Krishna. Anything of a spiritual quality only can attract Krishna's attention. I'm sorry, a devotee's attention. If that is the case with a devotee, what you speak of Krishna? So nothing material can attract Krishna. Only spiritual. Anything of a spiritual quality only can attract Krishna. Therefore, how can Radharani be a material woman? How can she be a mundane woman of this world? How can she be an ordinary girl of this world? If Radharani's body is material, how can she attract Krishna's mind? If her service is material, how can she attract Krishna's uh, attention? Hmm? Krishna is not interested in any material service. Krishna is only attracted by devotional service, service imbued with devotion and love. So, therefore, Radharani's service is spiritual. She is a spiritual personality, and all the dealings between Radha and Krishna are completely spiritual and transcendental. So, this has to be understood. And she is offering the topmost service to Krishna. Because if somebody has to impress Krishna, who can impress Krishna? There is nobody in all the three worlds who can impress Krishna except Srimati Radharani. There is nobody equal to Radharani who can impress Krishna the best. It is just like if you have to impress in science the chairman of ISRO, imagine what should be your knowledge. If you have to impress a Nobel Prize winner in mathematics, not just PhD in mathematics, Nobel Prize awardee in mathematics. If you have to impress him in mathematics, imagine what should be your capacity. If you have to impress a Nobel Prize winner in stem cell biology, what should be your knowledge about that stem cell? Just think about it. You should be so great, your knowledge should be so great that he becomes impressed by your presentation, by your talk. Now, I just quoted 2, 3 examples. Like in every field you take maths, science, chemistry, physics, singing, dancing, cooking, decorating, knowledge, memory power. Sometimes you see in the YouTube, you know, you give 20 digit into 20 digit. He immediately will multiply and tell one small boy is there. One small boy, 20 digits into 20 digits. By the time you press the number, he is ready with the answer. See the mathematical skill here. It is a skill. See the mathematical skill he has got. And the memory power. One person has memorized about 10,000 mobile numbers. How many mobile numbers we all remember? He remembers 10,000 mobile numbers. What is our memory? Maybe mother, father, my wife, and maybe my close friend. Some 5, 10 numbers. Earlier it was much better. Today it is worse after mobiles came. Because we used to remember at least 100, 150 numbers. Today only 5, 6 numbers we remember because everything, you open the mobile. So brain has no work. Anyway, memory also memory box also is getting rusted. So not giving work for the memory box, nor for the brain. Because everything Google Baba is there. They call it Google Guru also. So Google Guru is there. Anything you type, you don't have to keep anything in memory. So brain has become rusted, intelligence doesn't work, memory power also doesn't work. Anyway, even if it works, if you have to impress somebody who can multiply 20 digits, 20 digits, who knows the entire Britannica encyclopedia, such people you have to impress. What should be your knowledge base? Just to get an example. So if you have to impress Padma Subramaniam in dancing, then if you have to impress uh, mm, the famous tabla player, famous violinist, famous flutist, world famous flutist, world famous veena player, world famous Bharatanatyam dancer, world famous Kuchipudi dancer. What should be your skill? Just think about it. If you have to impress them, suppose you dance and then they have to clap hands. How it should be then? What should be your dance performance? Now, Krishna is the master of everything, whether it is dance, cooking, decoration, memory, knowledge, beauty, fame, power. Krishna is not even world class, Goloka class. Not even Vaikuntha class, it's called Goloka class. It's called G class. You go in the flight journey, they'll say economy class, premium class, business class. The business class people have separate queues. They think one kind of pride is there, when they go and stand in a separate queue. It's a feeling because you can't describe these things. You go and stand in that business class queue, the whole feel is different. And then you sit in that business class seat, you feel very as though already you're in space in airplane, and I don't know how to describe. Already you're in space. Just like when you're Earth, we say you're in space. You're already in space. Then what is that experience then? Imagine Krishna is G class, Goloko class. And to impress him, imagine what should be the qualification of the person who is there, not in the three worlds, not in Vaikuntha, who is there, instead of saying in all the three worlds, who is there in all the Vaikunthas? Generally, we always say, who is there in all the three worlds? Who is there in all the three worlds? This is a little different. Who is there in all the Vaikuntha worlds? Who is there in all of Goloka to impress Krishna? It is Srimati Radharani. So that is the position of Radharani. She is expert in all the 64 arts. Chatu Shashti Kala. She knows everything. Hmm? So she is not a mundane woman, mundane girl of this world, bound by karma. She is eternally liberated. She is the internal energy. She is the personality who can even give Ananda to Krishna. So that is her personality. So she gives the best service to Krishna. She gives the best form of worship to Lord Krishna. That is the position of Srimati Radharani. She is in the supermost position of devotional service eternally. So that's why Krishna is very overwhelmed by Radharani's devotion, very moved by Radharani's devotion, so much so that even Krishna is astonished to see the devotion and the love of Radharani towards him. And Krishna is not able to understand only one thing in his life. There's nothing which God doesn't understand. How can it be that God doesn't understand something? But there is one thing which God doesn't understand. That is a fact. That is also Goloka fact. What is that fact finder? He is not able to understand what is this love of Radharani towards me. What is she tasting? What is the divine spiritual experience she is experiencing in her love for me, in her devotional service to me? So therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the spiritual scientist, he is being put into this research. Just like we say, research scientist. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the research scientist, is being put on job to analyze Krishna and Radharani, these two persons. Investigation. So he investigated Radharani and her personality. What is in Radharani? Krishna also, of course. This is the Leela of the Lord. Krishna also knows everything. Yet, this is the Yoga Maya's arrangement. So Krishna was thinking deeply. What is it in Radharani which I'm not able to understand? Finally, Krishna got the answer. He cracked the case. he understood. What is the understanding? Unless I myself come in the mood of Radharani, I cannot understand what is Radharani, what is her mood, what is going on in her mind. How is it that she is uh, able to uh, perform first class devotional service to me, Goloka class devotional service to me? What is her inspiration, her enthusiasm, her faith, her attraction, her devotion? Krishna is not able to understand without coming in the form of a devotee, coming in the mood of Radharani. Therefore, Lord Krishna decided to come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, this is the confidential reason of Lord Chaitanya's appearance, which is generally not shared. But nonetheless, we are forced to share today in order to explain, to peep into the glory of Srimati Radharani. There is one, to further understand about Radharani, there's one nice story. This is explained by Sripad Sanatana Goswami. It's a very well-known, famous story. Not sure whether you have heard, but it's very interesting to hear this. If you hear this, you will be stunned. You will become speechless. Your senses will become inactive. That is the nature of this story which Sanatana Goswami has described. Once there was a devotee in Prayagraj. So he wanted to approach a devotee who is the best devotee of Krishna and bow down to him, take his blessings. We also want to meet the best devotee in bow down. We say, come to Prabhupada. Bow down to him, take his blessing. You'll also become best devotee. Only a best devotee can make a best devotee. Worst devotee will make a worst devotee. Best devotee will make a best devotee. There's a saying among the scientists, only a Nobel laureate can make a Nobel laureate. There's a saying among the scientific community. Only Nobel laureate can create another Nobel laureate. Second standard pass person cannot create a Nobel laureate. Understood, right? So that is why only a pure devotee can make another pure devotee. That is why we stress on this auspicious day, please take shelter of Srila Prabhupada alone and no other shelter. If you want to come to the standard of Prabhupada, he is pure devotee, he can bring you up to that level. If you want to settle to anybody else, it will be less than that. Anybody else. Of course, there are grades of devotees. Uttama, Madhyama, Adama. Prabhupada is in the category of Uttama Bhakta, Uttama Adhikari, topmost devotee of Krishna. Esha Bhagavatottamaha. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and Maharaja, that is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Maharaja Nimi in Bhagavatam is saying, Esha Bhagavatottamaha. These are all. First of all, Bhagavata devotee means pure devotee. Bhagavata Uttama, best among the Bhagavatas. You just think about all these things. That's why we have to spend little time. Like ice cream, no? Whole thing you should not swallow. Little, sip by sip, spoon by spoon you should eat. One spoon, one more spoon. Should relish. Whole thing you swallow, where is the enjoyment? 1 minute over. That one ice cream, half an hour you should relish. Rasa it is called. People don't know how to enjoy even material rasa. And what they have idea about spiritual rasa. Even spiritual rasa, they bring it down to material rasa and try to squeeze out, enjoy in a material way. That is our position. Anyway, so Esha Bhagavatottamaha, best among the Bhagavatas. So if you take shelter of Prabhupada, Prabhupada can make you a pure devotee. He can also make you a Bhagavatottama, at least a Bhagavata. He can even make you Bhagavatottama. We should be ready. So that is the importance here. Anyway, so this devotee came to Prayag and he wanted to meet the best devotee. And so he met one Brahmana. This Brahmana was worshipping a Shaligrama very devoutly. Asana, Vasana, Bhushana, Paduka, Chatra, Gandha, Dhupa, Deepa, Pushpa, Naivedya. Like this, very elaborately he served his Shaligrama. Shaligrama was very happy. Shaligrama is Lord Vishnu. We also have your Vasudeva Shaligrama in our altar. So he is Krishna. So Shaligrama was very happy. So then he met this Brahmana and then he said, actually this devotee is Narad Muni. So Narad Muni comes to this Brahmana and then he says, I got to know you are the greatest devotee of Krishna. And he bowed down to this devotee. Then the devotee said, Oh Narada, wait a minute. I should be truthful. I am not the greatest devotee. By the by, you have come on the right day, fortunately. Because only once a year I worship Shaligrama in a grand way. And that happened to me today, coincidentally. But I should be truthful, So I should tell the truth. Only on the birthday of the Shaligrama, the day when the Shaligrama came to me, once a year when the Shaligrama came to me, the appearance day of my Shaligrama in my hand, that day only I worship in such a grand manner. Other days, ordinary puja, no puja. Only once a year, grand puja. I'll cover up all the 365. So then he said, actually, to tell you the truth, there is one devotee who is a king in South India. He is the greatest devotee. You should go to him and bow down to him. So Narada Muni goes to South India and searches this king and he spots him. So this king, as per that Brahmana, was worshipping 108 Shaligramas. The boy is a much greater devotee and not once a year, once in a year, 365 days he is worshipping sincerely. And not alone, he involves all the citizens in the worship of Shaligrama Shila. Just like when we do Abhishekam, you all come and sit. It's just not some 100 people. Entire kingdom is coming and participating in that Shodashopachara of Shaligrama. Therefore, he is the greatest devotee. Oh Narada, please meet him at the earliest. So Narada Muni goes and meets him. And says, my dear king, you are the greatest devotee. So Narada says, you are the recipient of the greatest mercy of Krishna. King said, well, Narada Muni, what you said is true. That I have 108 Shaligramas and I worship them daily and all my citizens participate. That's true, no doubt. But I should tell you the truth. I am not the greatest devotee. Indra is the greatest devotee of Krishna. You should go to Indra. Immediately Narada Muni takes the next flight. He doesn't require flight because he's a transcendental spaceman. He has all the siddhis at his command. So immediately, in next moment, he lands up in Indraloka. And why did he send him to Indra? Because he said, Indra worships 1008 Shaligramas daily. And he worships them with 33 million devatas together. Not alone. 33 crore devatas he invites daily. Not on Krishna Janmashtami. That people say, I come once a year, Prabhu, once a year, pakka Janmashtami. They'll come. Not like that. Every single day, they're invited and all the devatas attend. 33 crore devatas. And the Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, Charanas, Vidyadharas, Siddhas, Janaloka, Mahaloka, Tapoloka, Siddhaloka, Brahmaloka, all the citizens come and take part in Indra's worshipping thousand in Shaligrama. Therefore, this king said, he is the greatest devotee. Indra hears all of this. Yes, that is true, my dear Narada Muni. What you said is all true. But I am not the greatest devotee. Actually, I am an offender. I offended my spiritual master, Brahaspati. That is there in the sixth canto of Bhagavatam you should read. I don't have time to describe. You can refer sixth canto of Bhagavad written by Prabhupada. So he offended his spiritual master Brahaspati and he was cursed. And he comes down to Bhuloka because of that. Then after that, not enough. He there was a fight between Sura, Devatas and Asuras. And again, Indra becomes defeated. So therefore he takes help. He performs Vishnu Yajna. He prays to Vishnu. Vishnu comes and then Vishnu says, okay, I'll give you a thunderbolt and with that you can kill the Asuras, headed by Vritrasura. That is also there in Bhagavatam, 6th canto, you can read. Very detailed story. But for that, you have to get the bones from Dadichi Rishi. So somebody has to give their bone, they have to die. So he straight goes and asks Dadichi, please die so that I can get your bones. So that I can live. You die, I can live. Dadichi Rishi is so renounced and advanced in Krishna consciousness. He says, better I sacrifice my life for a great cause. And Lord Vishnu has requested this from me. I am most happy. My life is become perfected. He dies. As though I ask you one pencil, one rubber, one mobile, please give me. Give my bones. Take my bones. This is Vishnu's order. Take my life. This is called surrenderance. But again, he offended a saintly person by indirectly killing him, although he didn't intend. That's what it means. Again, he became an offender. Like that, multiple times he became an offender. So then he said, I am an offender. So I am not a devotee. So anyway, it's a whole long story. Then he says, okay. So according to you, my dear Indra, who is the greatest devotee? He said, Lord Brahma is the purest of all. Therefore, he is the greatest devotee. Please go to him. So immediately, Narada Muni approaches Brahma. He says, my dear father, I am searching all over the universe, but actually the asset is in my own home. Because Narada is Brahma's son. I never knew that my father himself is the greatest asset of my life. You are the greatest devotee, my dear father. You are the purest of all. You are the recipient of the greatest mercy of Krishna. Brahma says, no, Narada, I am not the greatest devotee. You know Brahma Vimohana Leela? You don't know how I offended Krishna? How I didn't appreciate Krishna's position? Brahma was thinking, what kind of God is? He is stealing butter, dirting all his body, rolling on the mud. Narayana does not do all these things. Narayana is God. This Chotu. So Brahma was thinking, what is this small boy? Silly boy. Brahma considered Krishna as a silly boy. He didn't take him seriously. So he dared play with Krishna. Shukadeva Goswami says he knew he is playing with fire. Anyway, he begs pardon later on. So Brahma says, I am not a great devotee. So then he says, in fact, I would say Indra is a better devotee than me. You better go to him. Father, just now I came from Indraloka only. Indra only referred your name, recommended your name. No, no, no. Indra is very humble. You better go to Indra only. He is the greatest devotee. Because Indra, although he offended, in that offense there's a great mystery and glory. What is that? Because of that offense, And later on, Indra also offended Krishna by sending torrential rains in Vrindavan. And so much so that Krishna has to lift Govardhana hill. We may think that Indra disturbed Krishna and giving him pain by making Krishna lift Govardhana hill for 7 days unnecessarily. Painstakingly, Krishna has to lift the Govardhana hill. But in that apparent pain, there is a great joy for Krishna because all the Vrajavasis came together under one umbrella. So actually, Indra united all the devotees of Krishna. So he is very glorious. But I am a sinner because by Brahma Vimana Leela, I took away all the devotees of Krishna to myself. Indra brought all the devotees together and gave to Krishna in the Govardhana Leela. But I, a sinner, I stole all Krishna's friends and cows. So therefore, I am a sinner, right? So I am not a devotee. In intensity also, my sin is greater than his sin. See how he is comparing? And as devotees, we will compare. My bhakti is better than your bhakti, Prabhu. I am a better devotee. You don't know. Ask the Prabhu, he'll tell you about me. You are come new. You are new, eh? Okay, he is new. You ask that Prabhu, he'll tell you. This is how we are. Constantly floating in pride rasa, recognition rasa. Here you see there is fighting between he is a papi. No, no, no. You ask the Prabhu, he'll tell me what papi I am. He knows me since 10 years in ISKCON. Anybody will tell that? Only Brahma can tell that. Again Indra he goes. He says, no, no, no. Krishna. How can Brahma tell like this? Now, you can see a quality in Vaishnavas. Amidst all these frailties and defects which you are seeing, actually these are all superficial. Don't take it seriously. The underlying quality among all these things is the devotee is constantly trying to see what mistake I did, what fault I have, instead of seeing what good I have. This is a Vaishnava. This is what is seen through all this Leela. You should not think, Houda, Brahmanu Sarilva. Oh, that means I am better than Indra. I am better than Brahma. Oh, I look to be better placed. No, 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 no. This is their humility. So take it in the right spirit. So Brahma. So again, Indra sends Narada Muni back to Brahma. Finally, okay, Brahma says, Father, please show Kripa on me. Show me who is the greatest devotee. Kripa kariye. Then Brahma says, actually, Lord Shiva is the greatest of all devotees. And then he quotes Bhagavatam, famous words. Nimna ganam yatha ganga devanam achyuto yatha vaishnavanam yatha shambhu purananam idam tatha. Of all the Puranas, Bhagavatam is the topmost. Of all the rivers, Ganga is the purest. Of all the Devatas, Achyuta, Krishna is topmost. Of all the Vaishnavas, Shiva stands supreme. Param Vaishnava. So Shiva is the topmost devotee of Krishna. Brahma quotes Bhagavatam to endorse his viewpoint. Then he goes to Shiva, Kailasa. Immediately for Brahmaloka to Kailasa, you can see the chart next to the door there. No, you can, after the lecture, you can see the chart. All these planets are described there. Distance is not mentioned. You refer fifth canto for the distances. Everything is there with us. Data, full data, kilometer, speed, how, when you will reach. Every detail Prabhupada has given us. That's why I said one man you catch. All job is done. One agent for going to Golaka you catch. No charges. Free of charge. He'll get the visa for all of you. Goloka visa. So, Lord Shiva, he comes to Lord Shiva. Then Lord Shiva says, no, 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 Narada, you are mistaken. I am not a great devotee. How can Lord Brahma tell that? So then, actually, to tell you the truth, I am an offender. See, Brahma, Shiva, such great Vaishnavas, they are thinking we are offenders. And we are thinking, I am a Shuddha Bhakta. But they substantiate also. Then Lord Shiva said, see, as Advaita Acharya I came, and I allowed Lord Chaitanya to touch my feet. How dare I allowed it? Lord Chaitanya is considering me as his guru. What an aparad! I'll go to hell by this. He's taking my dust. And I want to take his dust. He's not allowing me. He's saying, no, you are my guru. And I'm saying, you are my guru. Fighting is going on. You are my guru, you are my guru. You are my guru, you are my guru. And here we are thinking, I am the guru. All of you come. Take my shelter. Here you see how detached they are. They're not mad after becoming guru. If you have the desire to become guru, that is the first disqualification to become guru. Here, Advaitacharya is thinking, Lord Chaitanya is the master of everything, but he considers me as master. And I'm also allowing it. What a offensive person I am. Number one, you can go on describing, there's no time, I'm cutting short very much. Sanatan Goswami goes on to describe further. Lord Shiva said, as Shankaracharya, this offense is not enough. As Shankaracharya, what all disservice I did to my Lord. I preached Mayavadism. Left and right. Instead of making devotees, I am being designated as Param Vaishnava. What a hypocrite I am. Instead of making Vaishnavas, I am making people go away from Krishna by preaching Mayavada. How do you think I'm a Vaishnava? And it goes on and on and on. There are many more reasons we will discuss later. So I am certainly not a devotee. So then he says, my Lord, please tell me who's the greatest devotee. According to your opinion, Prahlad Maharaj is the greatest devotee. Please go to him. So this little mystery, because Narada is the guru of Prahlada. Shiva didn't say, Narada, you are the best. He said, Narada's disciple is the best devotee, you go to him. He was in the dilemma. Narada has to go to his disciple. Anyway, he comes to Prahlada. That is again back to Indraloka, because Hiranyakashipu's father captured Indra's position. So Prahlad is in Indraloka. So he goes to Kailasa, again back to Indraloka. See the distances. And it's not 1 million light years. All the time he doesn't take. It's all 1 second, one momentary second, he'll be there next. He meets Prahlad Maharaj. Is my dear devotee Prahlad, my disciple, I am proud of you. Lord Shiva has declared you as the best devotee. I am so glad to know. Prahlad says, Gurudev, if I am a best devotee, that is also your kripa and your karuna, your training. So there is nothing glorious. So that credit goes to you only, Gurudev. But having said that, still let me tell you, I am not the greatest devotee. I am not even a devotee. Because when Lord Narsimha came, what did I do? Nothing I did, simply stood there. I did nothing. What kind of devotee I am? Just like people come to temple. Simply they'll come, they'll go away. Now, what did you bring to the Lord? One fruit. That's why Krishna made the least offer. One leaf you bring, Baba. One banana you bring. Oh, that's so difficult. Okay, water you bring. One glass of water you bring. That also people don't give. They come, they go. So, that is not devotee. Devotee means you must give Krishna your life. You see, here they're giving bones. One water we're not giving here. Anyway, so here, so Prahlad said, what did he do in front of Narsimha? Narsimha took such a big risk, such big fight. Devatas were standing on it. Brahma, Indra, Shiva was watching from the space as the pavilion. Anyway, so what risk Narsimha took? But I didn't do anything to Narsimha. One flower I didn't give, one fruit I didn't give. So Narsimha, he himself pulled up the intestines and wore as his garland. Because Prahlad is not giving, nobody is giving what to do. So he himself took his garland. Like this Prabhu's put me garland. Nobody is putting badam glass over. Okay, Baba, take one garland, put myself. What to do? Nobody is giving garland to me. So he pulled up the intestine. Because in the war field, you don't get parijata and sampige and all. So only intestines are available. We pulled out the intestines. Then water, where do you get water in the war field? Bisleri water, RO water, not there. So what he did, he took the blood of Hiranyakashipu and started drinking as water. You didn't give anything. What can be done? That is the only available thing. You didn't give a seat. So he himself went and sat. At least a guest, the least thing you can do is give one straw mat to sit, little water, nice words. That also Prahlad didn't offer. The basic courtesy. Swayam Bhagavan has come. Basic courtesy in hospitality he didn't offer. What a kind of devotee I am, O Narada. Why are you telling I am the greatest devotee? I am the worst devotee. I don't even know basic courtesy, he said. I am not a devotee, he said. So, Prahlad, who is the greatest according to you? Hanuman is the greatest devotee. One who serves Krishna always under all circumstance, he is a devotee. I never did any seva, simply stand there. Like a audience. I didn't do anything to my Lord. So Hanuman is the greatest devotee, always serving the Lord. So Narottam Das Thakur glorifies Hanumanji in Prema Bhakti Chandrika. So Hanuman says, Srinathe Janaki Nathe Abhede Paramatmani Tathapi Mama Sarvaswam Rama Kamala Lochana. Sripad Sanatana Goswami says that when Hanumanji met Narayana, Vishnu or Krishna, he said, I know you are the master of Lakshmi, the master of Radha, yet my Lord is not you, my Lord. My Lord is not you, the Lord. My Lord is Lord Rama. Which Rama? Who's Dasharatha Suta, Sitapati. He's very specific in identity. Not Lakshmipati, Radhapati, Sitapati is my Lord. You are the Lord, maybe for others. But for me, my Lord is Sitapati. That's what he says. Anyway, so once the story goes on, I'll cut short the whole thing. Once Krishna and Rukmini in Dwaraka dressed themselves as Sitaram. And then Krishna told Garudji, go and get Hanuman. Tell him his Lord is calling. Hanuman said, I'll come, you go. So Garuda comes and reports back. So it seems Hanuman will come, it seems. Krishna said, what did you tell? I said, the Lord of all the Vaikunthas, Lord Krishna is calling you. Krishna confirmed, Hanuman Pakka will never come. Are Baba, tell, your Lord has come. Your Lord is calling you. Sita Pati, Dasharatha Suta is calling you. Then he will come. Again Garuda comes. Imagine from Dwaraka to Kim Purushaloka. See the distance. Millions of kilometers. Kim Purushaloka. Anyway, where Hanuman is there. So then again he says, your Lord Rama is inviting you. Okay, I'll come, you go. So then, but before Garudji returns back to Dwarka again from King Purushaloka, Hanumanji is right there. So what is the speed of Hanuman? Jet travel, you can imagine. Hanuman speed versus Garuda speed. So transcendental competition anyway. Not a material competition. So then Hanumanji meets Krishna straight face to face. He says, Krishna, you are the Lord of everything I know. But still, let me tell you, once again to you, my Lord is Lord Rama only. Again, so then I know you are not Sitaram, you are Radha Krishna. Please come out. So like that. So Radha Krishna cannot, Rukmini Krishna cannot help. Banwala ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. So they couldn't retain Sitarama Vesha. So they manifest as Rukmini Krishna. So then, anyway, so then he directs them to, then he says, no, I'm not a great devotee because he says, whatever you said is true, but my Lord has left me. How am I the greatest devotee? My Lord left me and took all the other monkeys to Ayodhya Dama, but he left me. I'm still here. doing tapasya. Chiranjeevi, what did they use? He branded me as Chiranjeevi and kept me here in the world. But he has taken 60 billion monkeys to Ayodhya. What is the number? 60 billion. He took them to Ayodhya, Dhama, but he left me here. How am I a devotee then? If I'm a devotee, my Lord would have taken me, no? I'm not a devotee. Who's the devotee? Ugrasena, the greatest devotee. Go to him. Because when Mathura was won over, Krishna conquered Mathura. So accordingly, whoever conquers a kingdom, he should become the Raja, the king. So Krishna won over the battle, and he's supposed to be the Raja of Mathura, but he made Ugrasena the Raja, and he became his subordinate. He bowed down to Ugrasena. That means Ugrasena is a great devotee. Why will Krishna bow down otherwise? Then he goes to Ugrasena. Ugrasena says, no, I'm not a great devotee. I'm not a great devotee. Uddhava is the greatest devotee. You go to Uddhava. Because one whom the Lord is always eating with, sleeping with, joking with, discussing Shastra, sometimes even taking advice. Who can be that person? That is only and only Uddhava. Uddhava jokes with Krishna, studies Shastra with Krishna, plays with Krishna, eats with Krishna. In fact, Krishna never has a meal without Uddhava. Once Krishna was called for a meal. Krishna said, where is Uddhava? He is there? No, call him. If he is not coming, I am not going to eat. So Krishna does not even eat a morsel without Uddhava. This is Uddhava's position. Anyway, so like that, then so he goes to Uddhava. Uddhava says, no, I am not a great devotee. Uddhava sent me to learn. Although I am the most learned disciple of Brahaspati. But still Uddhava said, Krishna sent me to Vrindavana to learn what is devotion of the devotees in Vrindavana. And then Krishna sends Uddhava to Vrindavan with a message to the gopis. Actually, Krishna wants Uddhava to know who is a greater devotee, the best of all devotees. What are the gopis? And among the gopis, who is Radharani? Finally, Uddhava comes to Vrindavan and meets the gopis and Radharani and understands about their super excellent quality and standard of devotional service. And he becomes dumbfounded. His intelligence becomes stunned, seeing the devotion of the gopis and Radharani. And finally, he returns back to Krishna and says, I understood. Srimati Radharani is the greatest of all devotees. There is no comparison in all the words. So, and therefore, in conclusion, Uddhava prayed to the gopis to become a grass in Vrindavan so that the gopis will constantly trample over him. By that way, Uddhava can get the dust from the gopis' lotus feet and one day hope to become a devotee of Krishna, develop gopi bhakti to Krishna. Like that. So therefore, Srimati Radharani is the greatest of all devotees in this way. So if we pray to Radharani on this auspicious day, we will also be blessed with at least a particle of bhakti. So Prabhupada is presenting that Radha Krishna bhakti in its purest form. So let us take shelter of Prabhupada and Srimati Radharani on this auspicious day and pray to Srimati Radharani and Srila Prabhupada to bless us with pure devotion to Krishna and become a nice devotee of Krishna. We'll stop here. Srimati Radharani ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sorry for extending the time. So devotees are observing fast on the occasion of Radhashtami today till 12 noon, and then you can break. We are breaking the fast. And Radhashtami celebrations will begin today evening from 5 p.m. onwards. We have Radha Sahasranama, Yajna, Arati, Sankirtan, dinner, prasadam for all the devotees. On September 7th, Wednesday, we are also celebrating the divine appearance of Vaman Dev. Vaman Dev ki jai. So Lord Krishna and Balaram Lord Krishna will be decorated as Lord Vamana. On that day, you can come and have darshan of Lord Krishna as Vaman Dev on that day and take his blessings. And September 8th, Thursday, we are celebrating the divine appearance of Sripad Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Shripad Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. So he's the pioneer in spreading Krishna consciousness. Actually, Prabhupada defines this Acharya. So it's one of the powerful Acharyas in the Chaitanya Sampradaya. So you can come and pray for his blessings. So thank you very much. Today, as there is fasting, so we don't have the breakfast prasadam being served. So, but on the other hand, in case you are not able